Hello and welcome to the 2019 KCB Direct. If you haven't heard or don't know what that means, the KCB Direct is basically my way of bringing you my plans for 2019 directly to you, whether it be plans I have for content or community events or restructuring or anything like that. I'd like to be able to present my plans for this year to you directly, and so I hope you enjoy this video. Without any more interruption, let's get on with it. To start, you may have noticed some changes that have been happening around my medias lately. In fact, this channel itself has been renamed, and that's basically so that I can expand my scope of content. Kanto Cast, while it was my primary project, served to fill the entire scope of content that I was creating. The Kanto Cast podcast has served me well, and it's about to enter its 4th year. However, I needed to break free from that brand so that I could branch out and do other things under my own name. So, the first thing you might notice is KCB is kind of what everything is being named now, while individual projects will maintain that name. If you're interested in following any of those medias, all the links and everything I'm going to be talking about will be made available in the video description, so I encourage you to check those out and follow if you're into that. But with that said, I'm sure some of you who've been following Kanto Cast for a while may be concerned that Kanto Cast is going somewhere. Rest assured, that's not the case. Kanto Cast is still very much alive, and as I said, it's about to enter its 4th year of production. It did, however, recently change platforms. Kanto Cast is no longer hosted on Squarespace. We have moved to Anchor, and unfortunately that means we lost about 97 episodes of the previous uploads. So while we have essentially started over, my wife Jen and I will still be creating that show and bringing that to you every other week, bi-weekly basis, more often than not. The purpose of Kanto Cast is to talk about all things Nintendo and gaming culture and interesting things that we might want to bring up. And so I hope you continue to enjoy listening to that over at anchor.fm/KantoCast. Or you can even get it on whatever podcast app you prefer. While the name has changed, this YouTube channel will maintain consistent. I feel like I've hit a real stride uploading Fire Emblem Heroes content, and I have no plans to change that as of right now. I will kind of intermittently disperse random Nintendo content here and there, whether it be a reaction video or some coverage of Smash Brothers or Splatoon or something like that. Those videos may pop up once in a while. I also plan to expand videos regarding Dragalia Lost. So if you're into that, be sure to hit subscribe so that you don't miss anything. But for you Fire Emblem Heroes fans, rest assured, I feel like I've kind of hit a stride, and I'm going to continue chasing that stride because I genuinely love creating Fire Emblem Heroes content. Speaking of games like Smash Ultimate, Fire Emblem Heroes, now is a great time to talk about what I have planned for community events coming up this year. Community events are housed in the KCB Collective Discord, which you can find a link to join in the video description. If you want to join, you'll be able to access monthly events and chat with fellow members of the community. Every month we have recurring events like the Fire Emblem Heroes Build Contest or the Pokemon Go Community Day Contest, where winners can earn special roles awarded in Discord. In the case of Pokemon Go, it was previously only that shiny Pokemon were allowed to be entered from Community Day events. However, moving forward, a point system will be put in place so that any Pokemon caught can be entered by the participant to take part in the event. As a result of this, the awarded role, of course, will be changed to better correspond with the new rulings. There are also events that pop up occasionally, like our meme contest, Smash Ultimate tournaments, and Pokemon VGC tournaments. I'm happy to announce that, along with some of these other events, these will continue to happen. However, in the case of Smash Ultimate, I'm going to be making that a regular contest, which means regular Smash Ultimate contests every 4 to 6 weeks. And speaking of adding regular events to the roster, I'll be adding a new event revolving around Dragalia Lost and its raid and facility events. During raid and facility events in-game during Dragalia Lost, players have the ability to earn epitaphs, but that hasn't really been translated into the community events yet. So, moving forward, we're going to have a community event that mirrors what's going on regarding raid and facility events in Dragalia Lost. For more details on events, as well as a full breakdown of all events and rules, be sure to join the KCB Collective Discord in the description down below. And by this point, you're probably wondering what I have planned for new content, right? Please have a look at this. Going back to my roots, I decided there was a lot I wanted to talk about regarding Fire Emblem and Fire Emblem Heroes in general. And so, I decided to start the FEH Cast, a Fire Emblem based podcast primarily around Fire Emblem Heroes, but covering a little bit of everything as well. Episodes will typically be about 25 to 35 minutes apiece, and be uploaded on a weekly to bi-weekly basis. And if you're interested, the first 3 episodes are available for your listening pleasure right now. While the uploads are still fresh and the podcast is not available on all apps yet, Anchor is working to get them available everywhere. So, in the meantime, you can utilize the Anchor app to access them, or head on over to anchor.fm/thefehcast. I hope you'll go check out the FEH Cast podcast, and I also hope you enjoy listening to it as well. It's a passion project of mine that I've had a lot of fun putting together, and it was no easy task getting 3 episodes out before this direct. So please enjoy. Along with a new podcast and fresh branding, I've also decided to tweak our merchandise store. Now prior, it was called the Kanto Cast store, so it's now called the KCB Collection, to kind of coincide with the fresh new branding that we have in place. KCB Collection, housed on TeePublic, will focus primarily on Nintendo-themed merchandise, games, series, the whole shtick. Currently, we only have a couple pieces of Pokemon, Kanto Cast, and Octopath Traveler available. However, Jen and I will be working hard to bring new merchandise every 3 months or so. So be sure to check back often and see if some of your favorite franchises made the list. You can see what's available now, and in the future what's coming, at teepublic.com/stores/KCBBrian. For years now, I've been wanting to do a charity live stream event. And I'm happy to say that 2019 is the year that it will be happening. I don't have specifics built out yet, but it's planned for early to late fall, and we will be choosing a charity, which I will bring full disclosure to at a later time. In the meantime, I hope you look forward to the fact that we will be able to come together as a community later this fall and take part to help give back to the rest of the world. This charity event will be a live stream event, and you can find that over at twitch.tv/KCBBrian. Speaking of, the Twitch channel has changed as well. It's no longer Kanto Cast, it's KCB Brian. Along with my YouTube and Twitter, everything has changed to reflect this new branding. However, the content over at twitch.tv/KCBBrian will remain relatively the same, focusing primarily on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Splatoon 2. We'll also be bringing a handful of special events your way later this year. As you can imagine, with a new look comes a lot of other new things as well. I've updated stream alerts and Twitch notifications to help reflect a more neutral approach to everything. Back in the day, all I was really doing was shiny hunting on Twitch, and I needed to break free from that. So, now you'll find rewards with KCB Coin to help shake things up during streams a bit. KCB coins are earned free just by watching the stream, so I encourage you to drop in and check it out, and maybe help me choose some of the things that go on during the stream. While only weekend streams are currently planned given my job status, I will be letting you all know if something like that will change, and giving you plenty of heads up if a special event is planned. You can find everything you need to know over at twitch.tv/KCBBrian. Now then, are you ready for one last announcement? As you might know, Fire Emblem Three Houses is set to release this spring of this year. And, in honor of that, I have decided to try and replay, while streaming, every North American release Fire Emblem game to date. That includes Fire Emblem, Sacred Stones, Shadow Dragon, Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, Awakening, the Fate series, and Echoes Shadows of Valentia. On top of that, some of these games I haven't even finished or completed myself. Sacred Stones I haven't even started, so it's all very exciting. I've recently upgraded my stream setup to allow me to play these games on cartridge, believe it or not. So we'll be playing through the Game Boy Advance disc player attached to a GameCube. There are no emulators here, folks. As I play through these games, the streams will begin on February 2nd, which just so happens to be an anniversary for Fire Emblem Heroes. Presently, the schedule will be 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on weekend days, all the way up until we finish every game. If you're looking forward to catching up, or maybe just experiencing for the first time some of the Fire Emblem titles before, I hope you enjoy watching and playing along at twitch.tv/KCBBrian. That just about does it for everything I have planned for 2019. I hope you look forward to all the content I have coming your way, and I encourage you to embrace and interact with the community that I've cultivated over the last 3 years. I hope you enjoyed this direct and look forward to when everything kicks off on February 2nd. Which, I mentioned earlier, February 2nd is an anniversary of sorts, isn't it?
So, have you ever done anything like this before?
No. No, not really.